All right, welcome back to Series 15. This is Bereshith, which is Genesis. We're still in chapter 26. We're going to go through some verses here, but a lot of this that's talked about, if you see the certain situations and that's coming about, is repeating itself, right? A lot of the things that happen, we see in previous series, and it's just kind of repeating itself. It's showing how humans are, how we react to certain things, and it's showing when involved with a woman, what you're going to be dealing with. All right. So it's telling you what to prepare for, how to prepare, what to have. If you're reading this and you continue to go on to further chapters, as you read the Bible, you're going to see everything come together. But that just has to be a desire from you. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get it right into it. Chapter 26, start at verse 6. And Yishak dwelt in Gerar. So this is going to be a key spot right here. This is where it's taking place. You can read the previous passages to see what more is going on here. But verse 7, and when the man of the place asked about his wife, he said, she is my sister. For he was afraid to say, she is my wife, thinking, lest the man of the place should kill me for Rivkah, because she is good looking. Key again, this situation happened before. Who were the two people that this happened before with? When they said that she is my sister instead of telling the truth, right? So we see a trigger here. The same tactics the enemy is using again. The serpent in the garden. And now, remember, you had Lot, bring him along, his family. There's more things going on now. Scarcity of food, things like that. Now, remember, they traveled to a different city. This happened before. This is Yishak now. And when the man of the place asks about his wife, these men are asking who they asking. I don't know, but it got around to him. He says, she is my sister. All right. So how many men it was, I don't know. But again, abruptly, this is his response. She is my sister. Why? Because he was afraid. All right. So women, why was he afraid? Because she is good looking. All right. He thinking they gonna kill him for Rivkah because she is good looking. Women, if you're good looking, or if a lot of people tell you that, it's not to say that those who aren't as attractive, don't have a place in with God or in society and things like that. What it's saying here is that because she is good looking, a lot of people are attracted to something that's good looking. Some people won't take something that's bad looking, like for example a car. Do you want a rusted out car that's been used by so many people, over 100,000, over 200,000 miles, and it gets you from A to B? Or do you want a nice looking brand new vehicle that's reliable? Same thing with trying to find a wife, right? So again here, some people are content with what they have, and that helps their marriages as well. So we're not going to go too much into that. But here, lying, he lied, right? All right, so instead of just telling the truth, saying she is my wife, and just keep going on, he thinking that she's gonna kill her. Thinking, letting your thoughts take over, be captivated. Why didn't he pray to God about what he should say? He didn't do that, did he? He didn't think about that, did he? He thinking about the man of the place should kill him. Why you got a God that's all powerful, that could do all things, that created everything, and yet he talks to these people directly. He sends messengers, and they still thinking that these people are going to kill them. Why doesn't he have the faith that God is going to protect him? That's key. And then also, she is my sister. Again, that's a lie. All right, when it's really your wife. So tell them the truth. So if you dating a guy, find someone that's just as confident as you, or look is just as good. I'm not saying that a woman should go out looking for that, but if you're approached by a male, you probably get approached by several males countlessly throughout the day. Just find someone that has that confidence, and if you're out, they have that passion and that joy of having a woman that looks good with them, instead of thinking that someone's going to kill them for. They probably happy that she looks good, she's with them. It just makes them feel good. All right, so it's two different types of thinking with a good looking woman. But other than that, you have to be content with what you have, and be on your same level. All right. So again, verse 8, and it came to be, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, sovereign of the Philistines, looked through a window, and he watched and saw Yishak playing with Rivkah his wife. Wow. They keeping that. Now you see the people. Remember this happened last time. Now remember he had her. They had her. They took her in. They was going to go see the sovereign. This wasn't Ribka though. This was someone else. So if you've been following the series, you got to go back. The same scenario kind of happened again. But now they watch it. Let's see if he's telling the truth. These people probably don't believe in the same God as they do, but they still good people. All right, you can't say that just because y'all don't believe in the same religion or y'all don't eat the same food that you're evil and we're the only good people on the planet. No, you can't be like that. But we see here he paying attention to them. They been there a long time. All right, you said it's your sister. All right, we gonna see. We gonna see if it's your sister. See how you act with her. See what you're doing with your sister. All right. So then he looks through the window, watched and saw. He just watching through the window. He didn't have to go out there and talk to her. He didn't have to go out there and say anything. He saw how Yishak was playing with Ribka, his wife. All right. So verse 9. So Abimelech called Yishak and said, she is your wife. So how could you say she is my sister? And Yishak said to him, because I said, lest I die on account of her. Why do they think that? Why? This is critical here. If you're going after a beautiful woman, have the confidence and no fear that you're gonna get killed because you have her. All right, that's another thing that's they keep popping up with this same thought. All right, they're thinking they're gonna die on account of her. And then, if you look at the midst of the garden where they ate from the tree, he said, in that day you should surely die. Remember? Their eyes were open and things of that nature. So why is dying so key here? That's something you could ask your pastors and talk about. We're not going to talk too much about it here. But again, the importance of women. Verse 10. And Abimelech said, what is this you have done to us? One of the people had almost lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us. Wow. Interesting here. He said, one of the people had almost lain with your wife. So this is key here. He almost got it in with your wife, and you said it's your sister. You're not holding her no value, no importance because she's beautiful. You can have whatever you want because you're just so beautiful. You're not trying to put up no fight for her or anything like that. And she probably just, she didn't want to do it because she knows she's married or things like that. She's a good woman. We see from Ribka, we go all the way in the back. He can trust her, right? So that's probably a reason why he did that. Oh, she really loves me. I know she probably would be, that type of thing. So let's just continue on before we end this. Verse 11. And Abimelech commanded all his people, saying, he who touches this man or his wife shall certainly be put to death. Key here. Now, remember, God told them before, give the man back his wife or you're going to die, and everything that, you have is going to go along with you, right? That's not the exact words of the verse, but you have to go back to the scriptures to look at it, but that's the main point. And he commanded all his people and telling them to single them out. Hey, don't touch him or his wife. Leave them alone. If I see y'all around them, I don't want God plaguing us, because of what he told us. He lied. He learned from this situation now. They learn from these situations. These other people learning from these situations. Word get around and people talk and they're learning from this now. Now they not just gonna trust what he say. Trust no man. The Bible says trust no man. Lead not on your own understanding. You got to go check out that verse too. But when you look here, he's not trusting Yishak anymore. He went out, he looked through a window and he watched and saw Yishak playing with Ribka, his wife. How are they playing with each other? How does a husband and wife play with each other? Do you play with each other? That's key here. Playing. Husband and wife playing. I thought kids only do that. No. You still are people too. I mean, like, just because you're an adult now, you're married, that don't mean they just be changing their whole demeanor. They become a, soldier type thing. Everything is strict and, everything is like a job now. Cook. All right. Work. You got to change that up. So, playing with his wife. So, again, you have to be able to have that type of relationship. We can see here, this is what God has put together. He gave confirmation to it. Again, a good looking wife. If you're going after a wife, you want someone good looking, you can't have fear and all this stuff happening, especially if you don't believe in God. that relationship, where it's gonna go? Look, somebody gonna eventually, if you just keep letting this happen, somebody gonna sleep with her. And that's adultery now. Are you gonna stay with her or divorce? If you're divorced, she can still keep going back to the guys. You know, it's a lot that's going on here. But we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get some key points out, but this is short and quick. God bless.